Hello and welcome to welcome to this edition of the Angels and Destiny Show. Why is this show called this, you may ask, so I tell you. The accepted meaning of angel is messenger, and the accepted meaning of destiny is to make firm establish. So my guest and I bring you messages to establish what you need to know in the present. And of course, I like working with angels and the calmness they bring. Now, in a moment, I will introduce you to my wonderful returning guest, Sheila Kadeer. But before that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching the show live at a later date, as it means a lot to both Sheila and I to connect with like-minded people. Now, if you've never met me before, then my name is Ray, and I'm the founder of Radiant Angel Energy. And I'm a guide who helps you remember your divine presence so that you can heal your past, find your purpose, create your future, to expand your consciousness, understand your spiritual path, get clarity on your next steps, and take charge of your destiny so that you can feel your purpose in this lifetime. Now, each episode of this show covers various themes of your journey, a mini guided meditation or an angel oracle card reading with the wisdom of my wonderful guests, like today's guest, Sheila Kadeer, about her ascension journey and how the time is now, what is happening, and how we can be ready to ascend. Sheila will also talk about how the 12,000 shift is ready for humanity now, busting some misconceptions and inform you what it really is, because as we all know, there's so many things out there about ascension. Now, Sheila is a spiritual leader and ascension guide, priestess, oracle and master healer, a world-class multidimensional healer and celebrity psychic who has been working spiritually for over 30 years. She has a wealth of knowledge of facilitating spiritual transformations globally and has worked with industry leaders to create exponential growth in their businesses. She also works with Dr. M, a galactic guide, whose skills have been nothing other than miraculous. Now, with testimonials such as Sheila is genuinely gifted, I must say that everything that Sheila does is truly life-changing, and it's always brought myself and my business to the next level. Sheila's impact is really incredible, and she's absolutely brilliant, and I've always keep returning back. I can highly recommend her to anyone who is looking for guidance and to up-level their lives and their businesses. I appreciate you, Sheila, and working with Sheila has been a life-changing experience. I can't even begin to describe of all the ways she's helped me, but there is one thing that stands out in particular. She was able to get down and work through some of the long-rooted issues that were keeping me from showing up and moving my business forward. So without further delay, hello, Sheila, and welcome to the Angels and Destiny show. How are you today?
I'm absolutely fine, and thank you so much for having me back. It's been quite a while now, hasn't it? About 5 years, is it?
Yeah, I think it's about 4 years, I
4
think.
years.
Yeah, long time. But you're back now with something completely different. So before we get into this conversation, I want to remind everyone watching that not only can you share this video, but you can also ask questions, leave comments and thoughts, as both Sheila and I want to be part of this conversation. So please don't be shy and do say hello. So Sheila, why don't you tell us more about your ascension journey and how the time is now?
So my ascension journey began many, many years ago, back in 2008 or 9, I believe. So at that time, I had a shop, and we were stuck in the middle of Aldershot, which is an army town, if anyone knows it, and not the most spiritual place that you could imagine to have a spiritual shop. Now, we were approaching at that time the 2012 shift. And so I started to work on some concepts to help bring humanity forward. But back in 2009, we didn't have the internet really like we do now. There was nothing like social media. So I was trying to market to a very small audience in a town that was not going to be interested in developing spiritually. I used to have like a neon sign in my window, and I actually programmed it to say, "Wake up, wake up."
Way before everyone knew about Wake Up.
Exactly. Because I had been getting the signs, I've been seeing 11:11. Now, when people start to wake up, they start to get these signs. You know, you might see number sequences, 1111, 222. And for me, it was 1111. And I started to, well, what does this all mean? What's going on? And that was the beginning of my awakening, really, and stepping onto the ascension path. Now, throughout that time, I was actually a police officer at the time I had that shop as well. I'd gone through a bereavement, and I wasn't really dealing with that very well. So I ended up leaving or having a career break from the police and just focusing on my spiritual journey to get well. Now, that journey took me on so many different twists and turns. I learned about hypnotherapy, I learned NLP, I learned future life progression, something that we've both done with the lovely Anne. And I've done past life regression. I just went on this journey of discovery and learning all these different skills. And it's kind of like all come together now in 2024 with me getting messages that the time is now. And those messages would come via clients. You know, clients would be saying, oh, I've had this random message from a stranger in the street telling me the time is now, but I can't take that. Is that for you? And yes, it is for me. I know exactly what that means. And as humanity, as a planet, we are shifting to a higher vibration. So if we look at 3D, 3D is the vibration that most of the world are in today. This is emotions of fear, shame, grief, apathy, desire, anger, pride. They're all very negative emotions. Now, when we start to move out of those emotions to courage, to acceptance, and then to love, that is what we call 5D. That's the fifth dimension. Now, it's not that you disappear off into some, a different land. You don't get there is no spaceship that's going to come and take. And this is one of the misconceptions that I wanted to talk about. There's no spaceship that's going to take people off. And a lot of people believe that, the aliens or the Palladians or whatever are going to come and save them. That's not going to happen. We all will have to go on this journey by ourselves, or we can have support, which is what I do with my clients. And we need to get to that vibration of love. Now, when we are in that vibration of love, life just changes for us. Everything is ease and flow, and things come together easily. You get opportunities. It's just the best place, the best vibration to live our life in. Now, we're always going to get dragged back to 3D because we're human, but going on a healing journey, which is what I've been doing for the past 15 years, will help you flip from that 3D to that 5D in an instant. We've got the tools to flip that, to be in 5D. So 5D is not a destination. It's not somewhere where we go. It's a frequency of being. That's my perception of it. So the healing journey that I've been on, I'm calling the Priestess protocol, because I've gone down like a bit of a priestess path myself. And there's 3 parts to that. So the first part is miraculous healing. And this is where my galactic guide that you spoke about in the intro comes in. So he's called Dr. M. And he is a galactic guide. He's a galactic etheric surgeon. And he works with my clients to clear things that are in their field. So when we talk about healing, it's not just, conscious mindset work. It's deeper than that. So the kind of things that we look at are things like karmic vows or vows that we may have made, oaths that we may have made, energetics, implants, imprints that are in our energetic field, because we are energetic beings. So when we start to remove all these things, it's easier for us to be in that vibration of love, because we're not weighed down by all these negative things holding us back. And then we go into past lives. You know the power of past life work.
Yeah.
You know, you can heal things so quickly in past lives. And then I look at the ancestral line as well. You know, we hold our ancestors in our blood. And bringing all these together, this is my part of my methodology called miraculous healing, helps you get out of that 3D and move into 5D. Now, the other part that I do alongside of this is DNA activations, which when I brought this in, this was the missing piece. It absolutely was. So the healing is amazing. But when you do the DNA activations, you're going back to your original source blueprint. You are upgrading your very being. You're upgrading your DNA. And that is phenomenal, because that will allow you, your frequency, you know, you're able to hold more light, your frequency is moving faster, so you are able to access that 5D and beyond, you know, quicker. And it keeps you at that level as well. It keeps you in that 5th dimensional level. Of course, we've got to come back to 3D and deal with accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, as we all do. But just imagine, you know, being able to, and some of the results that I've seen with my clients are, you know, manifesting lump sums of money where there was no money to be had, you know, coming in from absolutely nowhere. Health conditions as well that are being cleared through the ancestral work, the past life work, the DNA work. Relationships healed, relationships coming in because we heal that past life wounding where they were hurt or where they lost a partner. So bringing all the healing in, it is, you know, the crux of being on that 5D train of transformation. You know, we have to do the healing, and you know, we can't bypass it. And the deeper you go, and the more things you look at, you know, like the energetics, which sometimes people don't want to look at, they just want to do some mindset work and think that's going to be it, everything's going to be okay. But we need to go deeper than that, and that is why I'm very, very different, because I have the ability to see what is going on with people, where they are blocked. Then I upgrade their DNA. Then I do hypnotherapy work with them as well, just to further embed what we've done. And then I add in my priestessy part, which is ceremony as well. So adding that absolutely embeds it. And I just love doing it. I love seeing the transformation in my clients. One of my programs called Priestess Rising is, well, this embodied really, and it is just my favorite thing to do and teach, because it just seeing what people, you know, the results people have just blows me away. So 5D is it's not somewhere where we go. We all have access to it, and it's all within us. We just need to, you know, walk away from the 3D emotions. So this is why it's so important to work on your emotional set point, nervous system regulation as well, because otherwise we just keep going back to fear.
Yeah. We've got a question. So Harley has asked, what is the difference between past life and ancestral energy? Would DNA hold both? Very good question, Harley.
That is a very good question. So past life, that is another life you have had in a different body, but you have the memory of that past life. The ancestors are in your blood. So these are your grandmother, your great grandmother. You have their fears, if you like, their joy in your blood. So the DNA would be in your ancestral lineage, not the past lives.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Harley, do let us know in the comments. And Tanita says, how does one heal health issues? Oh, that's the big one.
That is a big one. So I have a galactic guide called Dr. M. That's the name he gave me. Okay. His actual name is Malcolm, but Malcolm doesn't sound
No.
very, spiritual. So I just called him Dr. M, and he's happy with that. And what he does is he shows me, he kind of like shows me inside someone's body. So it's I would call it intuitive, what they call it, a medical intuitive work. Yeah, it's that kind of thing, where he will show me, or he will tell me, okay, there's a problem with this person's knee. Okay, right. And then he'll go and fix it. So he will go and do psychic surgery on that person's knee, or he'll have a look in the body. Okay, there's something in the heart, so it's like an imprint or an implant or something in the heart that needs to come out so this person can find love or whatever. So he will, it's things that we don't really think about. It's not just, like the clearing a pain that you've got in the shoulder. Yes, he can do that, and he can look at health conditions as well. So for example, I have a client who she went to hospital to have lots and lots of tests done. She was worried about something, possibly cancer. Now, yeah, I know that we can't really talk about cancer or that we can cure it or anything like that. But what Dr. M was able to do was to scan her body, and he told me, he said, right, there is a nodule here. And he told me exactly where it was. And I told her, right, I can see it. It's here. It's like a nodule. And he said it's not cancerous. It is just a lump that can be removed. Or he also linked it back to another health condition that she had. So she then had all her scans. The scans showed a lump exactly where Dr. M had said, and that it wasn't dangerous. And that they were working with some protocol to try and dissolve it. So, that just literally blew my mind that he was able to do that.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely amazing, that these things can happen. So Denise says, okay, cool. So the root cause, which is most times the trauma.
Absolutely, which is why working on emotions and the nervous system regulation is so important, because when we heal that, we can release. And hypnotherapy is a really good way to start looking for the root causes of things as well.
Yeah, no, that is one of the one of the things that we can use. And Harley has said, I was able to see that in the past I could see inside the external body. Not sure if it had to do with the Qigong class I was taking at the same time.
Wow. Well, yes, what could have been happening there is your vibration was raising, because doing the Qigong, all these energy practice, it's an energy practice at the end of the day, isn't it, Qigong? So you were tuning into energy, your vibration was rising, and so your spiritual gifts may have been unlocked from doing that practice. That might be a practice for you to use when you want to develop your psychic gifts, for example.
Yeah, and it is all about practicing, when you've you come across something that you're able to do. It's to practice, because I think sometimes that's where people kind of like go, oh, I can do this now, and then they go and do it sort of like weeks later. It's like, oh, I can't do that anymore. It's kind of like, did you practice in between?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's another misconception that people have as well, isn't it? That I've suddenly got this, but you still have to practice. People
Exactly.
don't realise that you still have to do that. So, what other misconceptions are there that people have about the ascension process?
That it's all going to be, 1 minute you are in 3D, and then the next minute you're not, you're in 5D. That just doesn't happen. Some of the work that I do with my clients, when I activate their DNA, they can flip in and out. So it's more a flipping from one dimension to another. That's how, and they can go beyond that as well. So, they can access dimensions beyond the 5D, which are, God consciousness and things like that. So that's one of the biggest misconceptions, that is that, you disappear. You're not here anymore. And people worry as well. So this is one of the things that people worry about is, well, what about my family? What if they don't go to 5D? Well, nothing, it's a state of being. It's okay if they're in 3D and they watch the news every day and they go to work and they're happy doing that. That's okay. We all have different paths in life. And if yours is to, I don't know, make a difference or have a business or do something for humanity, then you're going to need to be in that different vibration, that 5D vibration of love. And your family they're still your family. But they can be in a different vibration. And it might be that you have to distance yourself from certain members of your family because of their vibration as well.
Yeah, which can be tough, but in the bigger scheme of things, it really does work out. And sometimes also, as your energy starts to raise and you start sort of like, well, you remember that higher energy, that can have a knock-on effect on those family members as well, that might have been watching the news every single day, but then you stop watching the news every single day and living in that fear mindset, and that energy just transfers onto them, which I think is one of the beautiful things about it.
Absolutely. And this is what, so I used to be a police officer, and my energy, I used to do a very, very difficult job within the police. But when I look back at it, I know I was there for a reason. My energy helped the people that I was dealing with. There were times where I had people hugging me and saying, oh my God, thank you so much. You made that so easy for me. And we're talking about very difficult crimes here. And that got me. I'm like, oh my God, the tears are starting. This poor woman is hugging me and telling me I made that so easy for her. And it's like, well, that's what I'm here to do. And I do feel that a lot of the people that I dealt with in my time in the police, I helped, and my vibration, having your vibration there, helped spread that to humanity and the police force as well. So take a nurse, look at all the good that they do. Some people, will have light workers who are nurses, who are healers, who are shop workers. You're spreading that light. How amazing is that?
Yeah, and I think that's another misconception that you're talking about as well, that people think that if you're on this ascension journey, then you have to be out there, working as a healer or a psychic or anything like that. And you could be a cook in a school, but the energy you're putting into that food and
Absolutely.
those children is
Yeah.
what is is helping to heal and raise their energy.
Exactly. You know, there are light workers everywhere doing all sorts of different jobs, you know, and it's not just having a spiritual business. That's it's not just that. So, you know, and it's things like just, you know, you could walk along the road, smile at someone, and your energy just makes their day. Because if you're, you know, walking around, imagine you're walking around in that fifth dimensional energy of love. That's what you're giving out. That's a frequency you're giving out to everyone else. How amazing is that? And you're lighting up someone's life just by smiling at them.
Exactly. And you never know, that smile where you've lit them up, they may then go and smile at someone else,
The
who then
ripple
goes
effect.
and smiles at someone else. And you again, you've got that butterfly effect, which you know, which is the collective energy that really, you know, reminds us that we are all just one energy, just live in separate parts, but
Yeah.
we are still all connected um, everywhere around, which I think is absolutely lovely. So Tanita has asked, what is your take on Reiki healing via a YouTube video? Does it work and transfer the healing energy? I know my answer to this, but I want to see what Sheila's answer. I think Sheila's going to be exactly the same answer as mine.
Well, I, I mean, I do a lot of energetic work over Zoom, and for me, it does work. So it's the intention behind it. You know, if the intention is there, then absolutely it can work. I mean, you can do distance Reiki. Right? Distance Reiki is a thing. You can absolutely do it.
Yeah. And, you know, even if you've got somebody who has, you know, put a YouTube video out there doing the Reiki healing, you know, online that anyone can watch at any time, if they've set the intention for the highest good with the energy to transmute to anybody who is in need of that time, then that energy can go through different dimensions, times,
Absolutely.
anywhere you want, because that is energy. Energy is not linear. It is everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, that video could be sat there for years and years and years, and then somebody watches it and they get that energy. And that's what I do with my DNA activations. Are actually recorded, and then people will get that activation at that time when they watch it.
Yeah, yeah, it's so amazing. But a good question to ask Tanita, because that
Yeah,
clears up
absolutely.
that one as well. So what else can you tell us about the ascension? You know, what should we be looking out for? Because again, you've got all these things saying you'll get this symptom, you'll get that symptom, so it's got to be ascension.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about that for a minute, because you can get quite a lot of symptoms associated with ascension. So one of them is becoming clumsy, you know, dropping or forgetting things, or acting before thinking. You might have changes in body temperature. You might get hot flashes. You might sweat without cause. You might get flu-like symptoms. One of the biggest things is the flu-like symptoms. Okay. And when I do my DNA activations, I tell people that you might get something called divine flu. And this is literally a clearing. All it is, it's your body clearing. There's probably going to be a lot of mucus and a lot of
Yeah.
clearing. But it's got to go. It's your body clearing out stuff. So these are some of the things that can happen. Your heart rate can start to flutter. You can overheat as well. You can get really, really hot, especially with, as I said before, like hot flashes, or hot flashes as we call them here in the UK. But the other thing we need to also remember is they could also be medical things. So we can't rule out that it could be the menopause. You know, the symptoms could be very, very similar. One of the things that happened to me is my sense of smell became so sensitive. You know, and things like how much alcohol you can have as well. That's another symptom of the ascension process, that you can't drink as much anymore because your it's a toxin. Your body doesn't want it, so you will get drunk quicker. You might also experience quite big upheavals in your life. So something big could happen that you've got to deal with. For me, it was a death in my family. My dad died very suddenly. And that was my big wake up call. That literally shook me to the core. You might even, your sleep might get disturbed as well. You might wake up at like the witching hour, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Quite a lot of people do. And one of the funniest things is electrical equipment. You can disrupt electronics. So this happens to me all the time. I'll touch a light switch and it will literally, I'll get an electric shock. I can touch my dog, I'll get an electric shock. So it's things like that. And electronics can fail around you because your vibration is different to that of the object that you are dealing with. So how do we get around that? Well, you need to upgrade the frequency of the item. So, for example, someone told me about they got a new car that was, a lot of electrics in it, obviously, as cars do, and it kept breaking down. Every time she got in it, it kept breaking down. So what she had to do was to upgrade the frequency of the car. So literally she got in it, and this is something that you can do with any of your equipment that's playing up, and just ask for the frequency of that item to be upgraded to match your frequency. And it's as simple as that. The car was fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. That some things are so simple.
Yeah, exactly. You might also get a lot of ringing in your ear. That's another big sign of ascension, like this really high pitched ringing in your ear. I get that all the time. I still get it all the time. It's one of the biggest things. And going off different foods as well. You might not be able to tolerate certain foods anymore. You might go off meat or whatever.
Yeah, and mine were, a sensitivity to noise. People go, God, you've got the TV quite low. My hearing was always been really good anyway. And even those mosquito boxes they used to have that were designed for young people, so adults couldn't hear them. I could hear it. It hurt. Alcohol. I can't even have tiramisu now because a tiny bit of alcohol makes me want to throw up.
Mm.
I'm dairy intolerant. My food all changed. So there are so many different things that can actually happen. And Tita has said, "Oh wow, these all sound like my health issues currently have low and can't find what the cause." It could be if the medical things have been ruled out. It could be. So the question is, Sheila, obviously if it can take time to find the right person, etc. Are there any sort of like quick tricks or tips that someone can do if they start notice they're going through these ascension symptoms?
So the thing is to know that it won't last forever. It can be quite short-lived. For me, I mean, some of the things like you might go off chocolate, for example, and that's oh God, I can't do that. But it might happen. So in terms of what you just need to know that is what is happening, and it's okay. It just means your vibration is upgrading to that 5D vibration, the fifth dimension of love. And yeah, just being in that vibration. There's nothing really more you need to do. You might at that point become more interested in spiritual work, or healing modalities, or doing further healing for yourself. That's normally what happens. You kind of like get all these symptoms, you kind of like start to wake up, and you kind of like think, well, actually there might be more to life. What am I here for? And this is where people start to think about their purpose. Why am I here? I don't want to be working in my job for the rest of I want to do something. I want to make a difference. And this is where your sense of purpose comes in, and you start to look for the deeper meaning of life, because you feel, well, you're not actually here just to live and then work and then die. That's not what it's about.
No, it totally isn't. Yeah, and it can completely completely change your whole life.
Yeah.
So, as you know, I do guided meditations and angel oracle card readings, and normally I like to ask my guests whether they would like me to do a mini guided meditation or put an angel oracle card. But I do know that Sheila would love to do a mini ascension activation with one of the archangels for you, and then afterwards I'll pull a card. So I'm looking forward to this. So Sheila, over to you.
Okay, so just closing your eyes now, taking some deep breaths in and out, just letting all the worries of the day go. That's it. And now I want you to just imagine roots coming out of your feet, going deep into Mother Earth, grounding deep and down into Mother Earth. And they're like roots of a tree, just spreading out like a tree, and then sinking right into the center, the molten core of Mother Earth. You're feeling very safe now, feeling very grounded. We're going to now just ask Archangel Michael to put a cloak of purple protection around you, just to protect you on this mini journey. So now I want you to imagine yourself walking through a bluebell woods. You can smell the bluebells. You can feel the sun shining down on you. You feel so peaceful here. You can hear the birds singing. Everything feels so peaceful. And just ahead of you now, you can see a shimmering light. And you feel excited. And you wonder what that light could be. So you start to walk a little faster now. And as you get near this shimmering, beautiful light, you see that it is the most beautiful angel. And this is your guide on the journey today. So follow the angel now. You're walking behind, and you see some silver steps appearing in front of you. And they go all the way up into the sky. And you are led upwards. So start to make your way now up and up and up these beautiful silver steps, right up into the sky. And you feel yourself, you feel your vibration being lifted higher and higher. And at the top of the stairway, you can see a temple just a little way ahead of you. And your angel guides you up the steps of the temple. And as you enter, another angel cleanses your aura and prepares your energy for this visit. Just allowing them to work on your energy now. And now your angel guides you to a room in the temple where you will meet with Archangel Michael. So walk into the room now, and you see Archangel Michael standing before you. You feel his power. You feel his strength. You are in awe of the magnificence of this beautiful Archangel. And you ask him now what you need for your ascension journey. And listen now as he gives you the answer. He will tell you exactly what you need. It might be healing, it might be knowledge, it might be to just accept and be. Listen to whatever he has to say to you. And he is now going to work on your energy fields, and he is going to give you an ascension activation. Just allowing him to give you this activation now. You may feel him working on your energy fields. You may feel him clearing your chakras. And now you have an opportunity to ask him any questions that you may have. Spend just a few moments asking him anything that you wish to know right now. Beautiful. So now just thanking him, knowing that you can come here at any point, any time you want. You can come here and spend time with him. So just leaving the room now. Walking back to the entrance of the temple. And just at that entrance of the temple, an angel now just prepares your energy for the descent, bringing you back, bringing your energy back down to what is most appropriate for your everyday life. And start to step back down the stairs now. Feeling clearer, feeling that you have what you need now for your ascension journey. You know what next steps you need to take. Walking back down now, finding yourself back in the woods. Just grounding your energy now, bringing your energy back. That's it. So imagining those roots going back down into Mother Earth, all the way down. That's it. And just bringing your awareness back now into the room. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And opening your eyes and coming back.
Oh, that was beautiful.
You're welcome.
Very lovely. Had a lovely crystal temple.
Oh,
Really
lovely.
nice. I love a nice crystal temple. So if you're watching this and you want to share your experience, then please feel free to do that. If not, that's absolutely fine. You can keep that to yourself. It was so funny because when when I asked Archangel Michael, you know, he kind of like tapped me on the nose, like, you know, like a child, went like that. It was so funny. Absolutely, I love that one. So I'm definitely going to come back to that one. And Tanita says, so that was good. And yeah, Harley. Yep, she did. Harley did as well, which is oh, Tanita says, almost fell asleep. That's absolutely perfect if you nearly did. Shows how nice and relaxed you were.
Yeah.
And that. So I'm now going to do a card for Sheila and everyone watching. And of course, when I do the cards, as you know, I do the cards for what you need to know for your highest good at this moment in time, because although I work with the past is to heal and clear from so that we can be fully present. And when I take people into the future, it's so they can see, understand, and know the steps they need to take to come back to the present. So what does Sheila and everyone who's watching this live or the replay need to know for their highest good at this moment in time? So let's see what came out. Absolutely perfect. We have got stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure.
Oh, wow. That makes so much sense. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect for what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
For your own personal journey, and for those that are watching, just know that now is the time to step into your power. You are fully protected and guided at this moment. I mean, if you look, you can see there's a guide at the back there. Kind of like watching their back. Just know you are strong beyond measure, and you can do anything that's for the highest good, for the for energy, for joy, for being of service, for anything like that. You will always be fully protected, and you are strong enough to do that. So don't be afraid. Go and do those steps now. And Harley was saying, talk about technology, still keyboard had a mind of its own. Yeah, I did see with that one, because what she was trying to say with all the S's was so peaceful. That Antonita says, thank you both. And Harley, beautiful card. Yeah, it is a lovely card. I love that card from that deck. It's always kind of like a good reminder for everybody that we are our own autonomous person, and whether we're in 3D or 5D, we still have control over what we do, how we show up with it. So Sheila, do you have any insights or thoughts or last words of wisdom to leave our viewers?
The one thing that I would say, which is what I have already said it, but 5D is not somewhere that is different to where you are right now. We all have that within us. So just enjoy the journey, everyone.
Absolutely beautiful. So I hope everyone, you've enjoyed this conversation and found it insightful, as I know I definitely have, and I hope you loved that meditation. It was absolutely amazing. And thank you especially to Tanita and Harley for being so active. I can see we've had others watching, and that's absolutely fine if you didn't want to say hello. So if people want to connect with you, Sheila, how do they do that? And have you got anything coming up at the moment in the future that you want anyone to know about?
Yeah, so you can connect with me on my website, which is www.sheilakadeer.com, or on Facebook. So just Sheila Kadeer, you can just find me there. And I do have a Priestess Rising program, which is a 20-week program now, which is coming up in September. So we start September the 2nd. And that is my signature program, where you get to experience Dr. M. We do DNA activations. We do a lot of clearing, and we do a lot of past life and ancestral work too. It is a very beautiful journey. So, yeah.
Wonderful. And what I will do is I will put all the links in the comments. So everybody just needs to tap on those. And Harley says, thank you, Ray and Sheila.
You're welcome.
And Anita sent us loads of hearts. And Harley, very much so. Thank you for the insight. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Sheila, for sharing your wisdom. And of course, if you are now ready to remember your divine presence and step onto your spiritual multidimensional path, but you maybe feel lost, confused, stuck or alone, then please feel free to reach out and connect with me and arrange a free 20-minute video clarity call where we can see where you are now and how you can move forward to take charge of your destiny so that you can spread your wings and soar. And of course, you can receive a free gift of a Connect with Your Guides and Angels PDF or a Future Life Progression recording, as well as a couple of other free gifts if you want to sign up to my email list. And again, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. And I'd love to invite you to share this video, as I'm sure there are more people who feel lost and want to get clear on their destiny, just like you, and could really do with hearing Sheila's words of wisdom. And of course, if you are watching this on YouTube, then please feel free to subscribe and hit that bell button when the show goes live, or I post new guided meditations. As each like, comment, share on any social media that Sheila, I, or anyone else who puts stuff out there really does help with the algorithms. It really gets our message out there, where we can be of service and help other people, and you can be part of that by liking, sharing, commenting on everything we do. And of course, have a wonderful week, and I look forward to you all joining me again, same time, same place next week. Take care. Bye.